it's Jan Lee. I'm an Austin local real estate agent and I'm a Filipino Austinite. I've lived in and around Austin in the last 18 years, so as you can imagine, I have become familiar with the lay of the land. Before we start anything, please allow me to say that it is my mission to help you build your wealth through real estate, whether you want to own, to sell, or to invest in beautiful Austin and surrounding cities. So let's talk about what new home buyers and home sellers are doing today to successfully sell their home despite what we know about the current interest rate. But before we dive into this, I want to mention that obviously I'm not a lender. I'm just sharing with you what I know worked for most of the home buyers that I've helped today. In addition, monthly mortgages and calculations will depend on the sales price, down payment, interest rate, taxes. Contact me if you need more information regarding what we're going to talk about, and I will connect you to a lender who can take a look at your whole situation and maybe even pre-qualify or pre-approve you for a loan today. Today's economic climate has some home buyers on a standstill, meaning they're playing the waiting game, while others who knew about the rate buy down are finding out that right now is the best opportunity to own their home or buy a rental home because they can get into a lower rate and a lower sales price despite public perception of doom and gloom brought about by the newsmakers. Anyway, what's a rate buy down? A rate buy down is a temporary fix to lower the interest rate, and it's available to home buyers. It will allow you as a home buyer or real estate investor to obtain a lower than the current market interest rate and up to 3% down in some cases. So how does a rate buy down work? Well, first, there are several options for this, and they've creatively named this program the 3-2-1, the 2-1, and the 1. The most common being is the 2-1 buy down. So we're gonna talk about the 2-1 buy down scenario first. The 2 represents a 2% point drop in the interest rate on year 1, meaning if, for example, you were pre-qualified for a 6.5% rate today, you will be able to close on your home at a 4.5% and then enjoy that interest rate for the first year, and 1% point in the second year, which will bring up your interest rate to 5.5%, and then the current qualifying rate of 6.5% in the third year. So on the third year, if the interest rate goes up, you can keep your current qualifying rate, or if it goes down, you can always refinance, all the while taking advantage of having an appreciating asset, which was your home. It's very important to remember that you as a home buyer cannot pay for the buy down. It is negotiable and it has to come from the home seller's proceed. The seller, though, is not obligated to accept a buy down. However, based on their motivation to sell, an offer with a rate buy down is probably a way for them to sell their house. This is very common for new home builders because they have the ability to pay for the buy down, and they also want to get rid of their inventory, and they work with a lender who can pay for some of the closing costs, if not all of them, if you're using their lender. If you're selling a house, not every buyer will ask for a rate buy down, so this entirely depends on the situation. Alright, so now let's talk about the 3-2-1 buy down. Just like the 2-1 that we've talked about, the buyer's interest rate would drop 3% points in the first year of their mortgage, 2% point in the second year, and then 1% point in the third year. As you can already imagine, this option is more expensive for the seller, so majority of the sellers are choosing the 2-1 buy down to close on their home. I hope this makes sense to you. Please comment if you have any questions or want to know more about how the 2-1 buy down strategy works. I bet you're thinking, why not cut down on the sales price instead? But before I talk about that, please quickly hit the like or subscribe button because it will help me out. So why not cut down on the sales price? Cutting down on the sales price has less benefit for the home buyer because remember, the monthly payment would include the principal and interest, and if you don't lower your interest rate, the interest portion of your monthly payment will still be higher if you don't use a 2-1 buy down. I recommend playing with a mortgage calculator and adjust the interest rate versus the sales price so that you can have an idea of how it affects your monthly payment. If you want to know more about how buy down work, please check out the description below because I will include the most straightforward article that talks about this topic. Well, that's all for me today. Until next time, bye.